All right, everybody, welcome to yet another wonderful, superb episode on No Matter Bro the
You can tell
podcast.
already.
Yeah, my name is Kesh,
And I am Hakim.
and today we have we have the SI units and the standard for handsomeness
Oga.
and hardworkingness in our
Plenty.
midst.
Plenty.
It is my pleasure to introduce Gentleman Godwin.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Chijoke Godwin, and I'm glad to be on you guys' platform. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure is ours.
We are,
Thanks
thank you for honoring this invite and for
As we
for
don't
blessing
take
us
it, we
with
don't
your
take it for
presence.
granted.
Yeah.
We dare not.
Oh man, yes, guys. So welcome to another episode, and we promise that this episode is gonna be an enlightening one as previous episodes too.
Yes.
And some of you might wonder what's on the agenda today. What are
What
we
is on the
cooking?
plate? What's on the stove?
What's on the stove? Well, it's one issue that is actually worrisome, and a lot of like immigrant students can relate to. Yeah.
Plenty related.
None. Yeah.
And I will feel like there's a topic there, so there's something to address over there, and I feel like at the end of it all, you would take one or two
Yeah.
things from it. And so, what's our topic? Without further ado, let's talk about financial struggles as an immigrant,
As a student
living and schooling in America.
in
It
the
doesn't
abroad,
necessarily have to be America, in the abroad,
in the overseas.
in the overseas. And I'm thinking of a very good place to actually start. I feel like let's actually take it from the top.
From the beginning.
From the
Is
beginning.
that what you mean?
Yeah, from the
Okay.
beginning. And this is it here. What do you think about a situation whereby a student coming from their own country, like Nigeria, in this sense, or any other African countries, and they are coming to a new country entirely to school, and to complicate things, they don't have funding. I mean, the struggle starts from there. And so, what gives them that effrontery to believe that? Oh yes, I mean,
Infantry.
I mean, because it takes a whole lot of like confidence to
I feel like first, most people feel once you're outside Nigeria, it can never be as bad as Nigeria.
Yeah, there's
So,
that notion.
Even if you come with only Dunlop slippers,
You'll be fine, right?
yeah, so I feel we Nigerians, based on what we've seen,
Oh god.
you're like, know how you want to suffer for America. Like, there's not how you suffer abroad. That's
Yeah.
up to what your eyes have seen.
Yeah.
It's in our DNA.
So
They
it's
believe
now-
like
yeah,
if your eyes have seen Shaggy
Yeah.
in Nigeria, you should be able
you
to.
can't survive.
You can go through the lot here.
Our slogan: suffering and smiling.
I'm not a part of. Please, I do not want to
Alright, so
struggle.
please continue.
Yeah, so I feel that's the general mentality that most people have. Yeah, so I don't know. I can't really speak to that too much because God blessed me. I was able to get funding. Yeah, but
Interesting.
anyone that comes without funding, I think this guy put something like that on Twitter. You should be able to withstand hardship.
Who is
That
that?
was this
Doctor something.
no this David guy, this journalist.
Oh, on
they
the
give
on
you
the
name,
on the.
Yeah, so it was
You
like
should be able to withstand hardship.
So
As the measure of what? As that you're a man.
No,
no, if you are coming without money.
Do you know how funny it is how people compare hardship? Like your own hardship is not my own hardship. Like,
They flex
they
hardship.
flex hardship like it's something that to be
Like my own hardship is Pro Max. Yours is base.
Like your eyes have not seen what my eyes have seen. I mean, so sorry.
Yeah, so that's basically it. So Do you want me to like share my own
I
experience?
mean, that's the see. Experiences are like
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
best, honestly.
so people
So
can see, firsthand
Mm-hmm.
what these things entails and
Entail, yeah,
what to
exactly.
prepare
Yeah,
for,
what to
how
prepare
to
for.
brace yourself.
So I think I was glad when I learned I was coming to discuss financial struggle because as the Igbo man that I am, we're always thinking
Igbo
about money.
Queen.
Yeah, we're always thinking about money.
Who the money ego?
So I think most people come like me. I was coming. I had funding. I felt I have stipend. I have tuition weaver. What else? Anyhow, we go run now.
Mhm.
But the hardship I saw. But like you said, hardship has level because yes, some other people hardship.
You be like,
You know,
Yeah,
like
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for my own. Oh.
yeah,
flagship
just
hardship.
carry hardship. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
so it was a lot because America is a funny society where you have to pay for everything.
yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
It's a society where you are not really helped that much. There are opportunities for help in like the school has funding opportunities for indigent students and all of that. But when you have to pay everything, and I mean everything,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like a lot. So yeah, that was my experience coming. I had funding, but when I came, I discovered that you have funding, but there are also hidden charges, which I think is another thing about America.
Yeah.
Also, there's always like hidden charges in everything.
They
So,
Hmm.
they hide it so you don't see it.
so even if you have funding, read the letter very well.
Well, and know what you have.
But when you
And
say people should read the
yeah,
letter, even if they see that it is true, they are eating child, people will still come.
It's
yeah,
even good
yeah,
that you have something.
People will come
yeah. They will still
regardless.
But
come.
yeah, yeah, I to the point where you what you said, reading those letter carefully, understanding it, and if you don't understand, reach out to maybe someone that can interpret. Because if, for example, you are saying, oh, you have 20K funding right now, you feel like, oh,
You're all
if
right.
your your greedy mind will be thinking that 20K is coming to your account, but in
Yeah.
reality,
It's not so
by the time you sort out your tuition bills and everything,
exactly
you see that what is left
It's
by
tax
it's
also.
just like
tax
peanuts.
and everything. So yes, you have to understand what you have and know, how to
And
pad
it's
yourself.
always very important that you reach out to like the graduate coordinator. And if you don't, if for everything you don't understand, anything you don't understand on the letter, you see, you asking the graduate coordinator, they're not going to take back the scholarship. Don't be scared. Like America is a place whereby if you ask questions, there's no limit to the number of
Yeah.
questions you
You
can
can
ask.
ask, yeah.
So it's also very important to also ask questions. Like
Hmm.
get the cost of attendance,
Hmm.
then compare it to what you are
What you
having
have.
on the letter. It's so very important. I think it's one thing that we need to let people know. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. So I mean, continue because I'm loving your story.
No, so I feel like when I came and I was able to like talk to people first, you start to feel that your situation is not the worst, which
Yeah.
is one thing. Like I said, hardship level because I had funding and my school um they had some additional charges based on my college, and I came. By the time they deducted everything for the additional charges,
Money don't
like
owo
payroll
kuwaso.
Oh,
deduction,
the
it was
was
like,
so.
that was when I knew that America. Yeah, but like I said, no suffer way you won't suffer that small down. So you just have to like, as the Niger guy you are, hustle,
You survive.
yeah,
Hmm.
survive
Hmm.
and just calm down.
I'm talking about survivor, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know that I don't want to like. I know a couple of guys that do some things just to make. I
Make
mean,
ends meet.
make ends meet. I mean, the ends are not meeting, but just
To
to be
force
close
it.
enough. And I mean, did you do some things like did you engage in certain things, or
Let's
or
just say to God be the glory.
Great things he
To
has
God be
done.
the glory.
You
Yeah.
graduate with
So
a good grade.
yeah,
God has done
I
it.
went. I paid my school
Fees
fees.
and
I did not owe
Testimony
anybody.
time.
I know. Yeah, but I think a lot of people have different hustles they do, and which is also one shock, right?
Mhm.
Because in Nigeria, everybody is looking for job. But you come to America, you now see job, you now hear you cannot do the
The job.
job.
Hmm.
Like it
Yeah.
was
Based
something
on
that was like a shock
hmm.
for me.
Hmm.
I know it's different in
It's
UK.
different in UK. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
different.
but for America, you come F1, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to work. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it was a lot. My school was understanding. You do payment plan, you collect credit cards,
Can hmm.
you also and all of that. And one thing I also did was like continue the hustle I was doing back in Nigeria,
Okay.
Oh,
right?
nice, nice.
But then again, when you
By the time you
you convert
convert
it,
the
right, you're
money,
It doesn't
like
like,
how
amount to
much doesn't
anything.
really.
Hmm.
yeah, so
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, you're actually right. And I think there's another thing that guys could do immediately they actually land into the country.
okay.
I mean, I was giving that advice. Like, you could just, what's it called? Belong to like an association,
What
like an
type of association?
NSB,
Okay.
that's a
The
National
National
Society
Society
for
of
Black
Black
Engineers.
Engineers.
And
Yeah.
so they do some sort of like scholarships.
Okay.
All you just have to do is like pay like an admittance
Membership
fee, a
fee.
membership fee,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's not that much.
Hmm.
It's about maybe let's say $35.
Yeah.
And trust me, you'll be collecting scholarship worth about like $1,500
Hmm.
Every
to
semester,
not
every
every
month.
semester for every so there's a rolling period for
Oh,
that
okay.
scholarship.
Oh,
So the
okay.
rolling period is always like for every time you have a GP each semester. So for every time
Oh,
you have a
like if you
GP,
meet the GP
you meet a
criteria,
GP,
then
yeah,
you get.
GPA
Hmm.
criteria.
Just 315 like
Free
that.
1 5. In
Wow.
fact, I won't lie, I got some, man.
Wow.
Honestly,
You did not tell me, oh,
I
bro.
wasn't aware
I
I
now.
got
thought we
some.
were in this together.
I
So
wasn't aware.
So no,
quickly, I remember something, right? While talking about, continuing your hustle and doing something to back up.
Yeah.
So one thing I also want to say is for someone that is thinking to, come to the US, I think it's also good to develop some skills
mm,
that can earn you
yeah,
good money. Say, for example, if you know how to barb hair
and
now,
mhm,
you can do it
for like
for like your
Yeah.
regular student and charge
Yeah.
student rate.
yeah,
And if you are that good, people will most likely patronize you.
Patronize.
So
patronize,
you
yeah.
can just, and that will cater to your daily
You could be a caterer. You could be
caterer,
a
being a
baker.
caterer. So I just, that thing just occurred to me, like all those.
But mind you, if you are doing it, you are still like, because you are not allowed to legally make money, you know. So if you are doing, I'm saying
You,
those are there, but I'm saying when people come and you want to do it, you also have to be like careful,
mhm.
Yes,
right?
you have to be careful, but
I mean, for
I'm just saying
instance,
this
who would
is
Yeah,
question you?
those are a good way
to,
to.
because
Who would
it's not
question
illegal. You are
you?
not breaking a bank or
At
this.
all?
This is,
Yeah.
I know how to do this thing. You are rendering like you're offering a
Service,
value.
daycare services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
And who would call it a service concept? I mean, you could call it like, oh, I'm helping somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
if
I
so,
mean, that's just what I think. Having those skills could
help
also
actually.
help
They help.
on the
Honestly,
side.
they
So
really
it
help
might
a
not
lot.
be to pay tuition, but maybe just regular upkeep and all of these things.
Yeah,
That's
so
just my thought.
I mean, it's a good one. It's a good thought. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will actually, I mean,
So
consider it.
well,
So
Yeah, it's nice, especially like say barbing, tailoring, catering, cooking. Those are
some
like
things that are,
informal
yeah,
yeah,
skills.
from,
informal
yeah,
skills,
like,
Yeah,
and nobody's gonna hold you against it.
yeah.
Honestly, left
well,
to me. I mean, that's what I think. I don't know about you guys. So another thing that I feel like we also need to talk about is how to manage money, even the little that you have.
hmm.
Because when bills start coming in, I mean,
Bills and billing.
bill,
Hmm.
Bills and billing, right?
And
Because
billing is even greater than bills.
honestly,
Because
sometimes
no, even by spelling itself. By the time you
it
spell
has more
bill,
letters.
before you spell billing, you add more letters. So, and
Bro,
billing is
it's
continuous.
continuous.
Bill is just bill. Billing is
It's continuous.
so.
So yeah, in fact, yeah, that a lot, and you want to manage money
yeah,
properly. So when these bills start coming in, and also the billings, like you said, start coming in, like I think the best way we can actually approach this is talk from experience. I'm pretty sure you've been billed by by friends.
everybody in America has been billed.
If you have not
Yeah,
been billed, I need to read your
If you have not
article.
been
How
billed,
you've
you
been able
your
to
manual.
escape
you have to
billing.
be an introvert. that, or
Or
an
people, or
isolate.
people don't know you at
Yeah.
all. Or like
Like,
people don't know you at
you
all.
just
Like you never
disappear.
have friends.
Or you
Or you don't have a
maybe
phone.
when you declared yourself dead in Nigeria, so they don't know you exist.
Yeah.
So how do you? I mean, how do you think people can actually combat that, or how have you been able to like combat that?
So from my own experience, I think first is if you have the money, right? In terms of billing, because most times when people come, the initial part they have to struggle with school deficits, and like I said, in America you have to pay for everything, which is
Yeah.
bills. So even the small
So
money
what
you
are
are
those things?
making,
Can you just explain those things?
rent,
Phone bill.
phone
True.
bill, if you have a car
Car
insurance,
insurance.
health
You
insurance,
don't even say to food, feeding
yeah,
yourself.
groceries, food.
Groceries.
And then when you
Yeah.
come, you're like initially converting everything to naira.
Hmm.
You're like rent now.
Can you
You
blame
pay you pay $500 in rent. You're like,
Ah.
use the Akole house in Lekki. That kind of thing. So yeah, so all of that
You are paying it monthly.
yeah monthly.
And you cannot even like whether you like it
Or you don't
Or
like
if you
it.
like, don't sleep in the house. Just
You pay it,
you will pay it.
You pay it though.
Yeah, and also tax, right? Because
Mm.
you see your pay slip, you see 2,000. And then tax can take like 400, and you're like,
Ow,
what
ow.
happened?
Ah, wait.
What am I working for government or yeah? So all of that is like things you have to adjust to.
Hmm.
Yeah, but with time you start to get balance. You're able to like manage your costs. You start to know the restaurants that make sense, how
Mm.
to like manage your cost and all of
You
that.
are
Yeah.
going to Ichiban.
Yeah.
Buffet. You gotta eat
Yeah.
buffet.
So in terms of billing, if you don't have the money, if I don't get money, like there's no how you want to bill me.
You cannot.
I don't
How
have
do you tell people like, oh, I don't have the money? Like,
bro.
and it doesn't sound like as if you're like you're releasing on your line.
You just be like, I understand Nigeria is very hard, and I know you are working hard. I'm also working hard
Motivational
myself.
speaker.
Yeah, so that I will not be like because you feel once you go to America,
Or even you
you
build
have
build them before they build you.
another strategy. So you just be like, even me sef, I need. I bet if you hear me like 100K, 110, I go send you dollar. So all those tactics, yeah. So
Oh boy.
yeah, so that's that. But then I feel those are like the initial stages. But then as you start to like settle, summer comes, for example, you're able to like work in summer. So I think which is one thing my department did for me. I was able to like get 40 hours in school. My first summer, I had not worked up to 1 year, so I could not work outside the school. So I think my department giving me 40 hours is because it's something. So, but then again, I was able to make more money, but I got my tax was more than my rent, and I was like,
The
so this
tax you
country,
paid
the tax
for
I
every
paid,
paycheck
yeah. So it was
is more
like,
than your rent.
so it was like,
God.
the more money you make,
Yeah.
the more the tax.
Yeah.
Progressive
Yeah.
tax, that's what they call it.
Yeah, but then again, the tax return is also something you get to
Or
like look for.
like look forward
So
to
it's
every
plus
every
of
and stuff.
mm.
But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we've actually spoken about the transition. Now you know what you're about to face, how to survive.
Yeah,
And have you? I mean, you're working now, right? Like
yeah.
for those of you that don't know, this guy is a working class individual. So put
Don't
some
bill me.
respect. So if
Don't
you are
bill
billing
me.
anybody, bill
Don't
him.
don't beat me, I
Don't-
So
Yeah,
yeah, so where I'm going is that here comes a time whereby we were close to like graduation, right?
yeah,
There must have been like a like pressure, the search for jobs.
yeah,
Like nobody talks about that, the pressure you had to go through,
yeah.
or what the kind of pressure most Nigerians
People
or
go
most people
to.
that are about to graduate go through just to look for job. Like
Yeah, so I think that's one thing most people do not recognize that in America there's a new set of pressure, right? In Nigeria you have pressure to eat, you have pressure of traffic, you have pressure of internet,
internet,
you have,
oh
but all
God.
those ones have been solved. So now you have like a new set of pressures.
Real life
Yeah,
pressure.
part of that is if you're under iPhone, getting a job, graduating on time
Hmm.
is also a pressure.
Yeah.
So and like yeah, you can't default on any payment. So most times while you are a student, most times even with your I don't know, it's hard to see people that have full scholarship without hidden charges. Most times you have like deficit of 1K, you have to offset all of that,
Hmm.
right?
True.
So speaking about job, I think one thing about America you realize is in America education is not a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're able to like make money. And one good thing about America also is the fact that even the person working a $15 per hour, like minimum wage,
Wage.
is also able to afford necessities.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think most of us that come here might not realize how we are like significantly well placed than the average American. I mean, maybe Greensboro or something, unless in cities, because they don't really make much, you know. So, as a master's student, we all come for graduates, master's, PhD, we have chances of earning high
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. Yeah, so looking for a job is always important because it's tied to your status and you need the money
Yeah.
and all of that. And it's also like transition.
Two
Yeah,
things.
so
Two things.
Yeah.
It's tied, I
it's
love that
tied,
point. It's
it's
tied
tied
to
To
your
your status,
status,
and then
and you
you
need the
actually need
money.
the
and you
money.
need the money.
Because
Bro,
most times
that's
your
deep.
funding has ended when you're
So you need a
So
graduating.
you
new
need the
source
money.
of.
Because
eh,
if you don't earn money, how would you sort? How
You
would
No, in
can't.
America, you must earn
You
money.
you
must
must
earn
earn
money
money?
because you
Oh,
have running
you
expenses.
have
Every
Like
month
bills
must
running every month.
you
Yeah,
must
that's
earn.
very important
I
stuff. You
think
need
that's one
money,
thing people don't
and
understand.
also for status. I love that
Yeah.
point. And for
yeah,
those that don't understand, you want to like tell them what that means.
So for status, I think you have to like you have a limitation. I think about 60 or 90 days after
relation
graduation
to.
for you to have a job.
Yes.
Yeah. So looking for job, especially coming in pre post COVID, can be crazy because the economy
It's
Is
is
in
taking
a
shape.
state
yeah.
of Bismarck,
So
Bismarck.
especially now also that with all the layoffs I
Oh,
mean
Mm.
yeah.
everybody that come
Whoa.
used to want to run to tech,
But
right?
now everybody's running away
But
from
now
tech.
Tech is running away from everybody.
no, like so it's crazy. So those are
Technically speaking.
That was a
yeah,
good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That
So
was a good one.
so I think that's the pressure most people do not understand, like job security
Especially for
for F1.
For F1
F1
students,
Because
yeah.
students,
sometimes you go on
international
LinkedIn,
students.
you go on LinkedIn and see a manager, someone that spent like 5, 6 years in a company and maybe he's now in H1B and then he's fired and he has like 60 days.
To look for a job.
Do you know what that means? It means like 60 days you have to your life, you can now go back.
Or as
To
a
home country.
to go back and start from man,
Um,
that thing is so difficult to understand, man.
So it's one pressure. So you are
it's a
steady
lot
guiding as you are working in school, you are guiding for
You are
for
job.
looking for the
job.
next available things to
You are
do.
even
Yeah.
when you start working also you're also guiding that like you mustn't be affected and all of that.
Hmm.
So I think those are
So we can all agree that the pressure never ends.
yeah the
Pressure is
pressure
continuous.
never
The
So
ends.
pressure is
so
online.
so for people out there, for people that are not here, they just need to understand like if you think that you're escaping the country, or you never actually have to like be in pressure anymore. It's a
Again.
lie,
Yeah.
man. Honestly,
If
and
I,
this is us telling you the blatant truth. Honestly,
naked truth.
naked truth.
Naked
The struggle continues. It continues until what is until?
There is no stopping.
There's no
Yeah,
stopping.
It's
because I mean, for even those that like have your green card, let's say you have green card, which we will all eventually get by God's
Yes,
grace.
yes.
So now you have your green card, but you have mortgage,
You have
you
mortgage to
have car
pay.
insurance,
and
you
then you
have
have a family to raise.
yeah,
Yes,
you have
So
everything to pay
so
for.
you
So
have
it's
to you have to
like
worry about the society in which you even raise your kid because it's a different society. So those are
yeah,
pressures again.
so the
Ah,
the
man.
prayer is getting worse
but
worse.
yeah, but to balance it up, right?
Mhm.
When you start working, the money is good, you know.
Yeah,
To
Yeah.
money in a way alleviates a whole lot of problems. It
Yeah.
softens the flow in a way.
Yeah, it changes your pressure, so you are
And it
not
makes you make decisions, even like better decisions.
better
of
decision.
course now.
Let's be frank. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean That's one thing I just we just feel like talking about in this episode.
I think so. I really quickly want to talk about this, and that's the issue of not issue, but the topic of credit score, credit card, and
Yeah.
all those things. When
True.
I first got here, I didn't had no idea of
What credit score?
having a credit card or
So,
building a credit score. What does it imply? What are the implications of
Yeah.
long run? Because from my this Nigeria mentality, if you want something,
Yeah,
you
you don't
save
take
up.
loans and all.
When you have the money, buy
buy
it,
now.
and that's all. So when I'm like, why should I even have a credit card in the
Credit
first?
card, yeah.
So Nigeria will even say like
You
I don't want to
you
like
Yeah.
get
enter
like
there.
so it's so, but over time, I got enlightened and like, okay, this is how it works. This is why I need this, and then when you eventually get those credit cards, they are not free money.
Mm,
You get so they maybe for example, a credit company gives you 2,500. You feel like
Yeah, you've gotten
you
a
you you
free
enter
device.
you enter more they do big boy bro.
Yeah.
I think one thing about credit card I have to say is that it spaces your payment in a way, and that in itself is good. Imagine like
Yeah, it's a
you
good.
want a gadget, you want a device that you love so much. You're so sure that if you have this device, it's going to like make your work simpler. Like it's going to like reduce some stress having that device. So now think about it, having to pay that money at once, or just like pay over a long period of time with your credit card.
Yes.
So when you think about it, you are like, I mean,
That's good value if you're
yeah,
able to
it's good for
manage
when you're
it.
exactly.
So I think that's also like the idea of financing, right? So when you come to America, you discover like most people don't buy things fully.
True.
So people are not necessarily as rich as they are.
People
Like you
think.
see somebody driving a
The
Benz
latest car.
and everything's on
You'll be
financing.
surprised
So
that
financing
financing is
is yeah, but
Yeah.
so that ties to credit score,
Mhm.
right? Because you have to build your credit score. And when you build your credit score now, you're now able to like take loans,
Mm.
kind of loans. So
To do big,
yeah, and other things. So in
other.
terms of getting a house, getting a car, getting devices, even now, even some minor items on Amazon self, they even like want to like break down the
The
payment.
payment.
Yeah.
So, but I feel if most Nigerians that come have the mentality that you don't want debt,
Yes.
but when you understand how credit
You know it's a good debt.
score, so just an example, when you start to like look for apartments to rent outside student housing area, most of them will use your credit score as an evaluation of how you
You're
are good
able
at
to
Paying
paying.
back
paying.
your
Yeah.
loans,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is why also you don't want to default on any bill.
True,
Yeah,
true,
so
true.
most of them will use that. So I heard something recently that one new house they were looking for. I think they said they required 800, which is like a perfect score for you to get
Eight
the house.
hundred.
800.
Yeah.
Ha.
So those are ways people
I
use to
never do
like.
anything.
But just to tell you that credit score
It's very
is
It's
important.
of good
Yeah.
value.
So yeah, I mean, you've heard it all from the master himself. See,
no
Igbo Quenu.
master. I'm still hustling. I'm going to America to make
We are all
money.
hustling. We
Yeah,
are
well, me too.
hustling.
I'm
But
hustling.
we are hustling.
So
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've picked up like one or two points from what has been
yeah,
discussed about financial struggles, getting a good credit score, what credit cards are like, pressure before
yeah.
graduation,
Yeah.
jobs, maintaining your status,
Saving.
saving, a whole lot. You just
Yeah.
have to like, I mean, pick all of this point and see what actually fits you and is appropriate to you. So, I mean, without further ado,
We've
we've
come
come to
to
the
the
end
end
of
of
another
this.
episode. I enjoyed myself. I don't know about you guys, man.
Yeah.
It was a relaxing
Thank you. Thank
conversation.
you
Thanks
guys
for
for
coming.
And
Thanks for
yeah,
showing us love.
my name is Aki, and my
I'm
co-host
Kesh,
and yeah, you have Godwin.
yeah, Chijike
All
Mr.
Baba.
right,
Money.
see you in
Yeah.
the next episode, guys.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.